Let's look back at 2024. Kendrick Lamar dealt a devastating blow to Drake's public standing. The cultural consensus shifted, and for the first time in a decade, the Sixth God looked vulnerable. The fallout included a drawn-out defamation suit against Universal Music Group, which was ultimately dismissed, and a widespread industry agreement that his position as the unquestioned king of hip-hop had slipped. For 2 years, the internet ran with the narrative that his invincibility was permanently damaged. The armor that defined his entire run was visibly cracked. By the time May 2026 rolled around, he was operating from a defensive posture. He was backed into a corner, navigating a landscape where he actually had to fight to secure his legacy. Then came May 15th. With zero prior warning about the scale of the release, he dropped 3 separate albums on a single Friday. The first is Iceman, followed by Maid of Honor, and finally Habibti. That totals 43 new tracks and 150 minutes of music, a massive, sudden influx of audio flooding every streaming platform at once. Standard album rollouts are measured. They rely on spacing out singles and building anticipation. Artists resting comfortably at the top of the mountain rarely feel the need to drop 3 albums overnight. Curious leaning in, which leaves us looking at this massive data dump and asking a specific question. Is this an overwhelming display of dominance or an attempt to manually overwrite the recent past? This release is a carpet bomb. It's a strategy designed by sheer volume to completely suffocate the post-Kendrick narrative. If we look purely at the data, the strategy worked. The commercial performance of this drop is undeniable. On this bar chart of Spotify's 2026 daily records, Iceman alone generated a staggering 140 million streams in 24 hours. Those streams translate directly to the Billboard 200, with Iceman, Maid of Honor, and Habibti locking out the top 3 spots. The critical response added another layer of validation. Major publications like Pitchfork and Rolling Stone actually scored the dance-focused Maid of Honor higher than the flagship rap project, heavily praising its club-centric production. These metrics confirm a harsh reality for his detractors. He is financially and algorithmically invincible. At this scale, he's simply too big to fail. But when you look past the algorithmic triumph and listen to the lyrics on Iceman, a different picture emerges. The project largely functions as an exhaustive burn book. It becomes immediately apparent that the wounds from 2024 are still highly sensitive. He targets Kendrick Lamar obsessively across multiple tracks, accusing him of using bot farms to inflate streams and taking jabs at his height by calling him a kid. The collateral damage spreads across the industry. He dedicates bars to former collaborator Rick Ross, complaining about aiding his streaming numbers early in his career. He even takes pointed, geopolitical shots at DJ Khaled, calling out the Palestinian-American producer for his public silence on the Israel-Gaza war. Releasing 150 minutes of music to show everyone how unbothered you are usually proves the exact opposite. He is posting historic numbers, but lyrically, he is still chasing ghosts. We are left with a clear paradox regarding his legacy. He has absolutely proven he is the ultimate commercial juggernaut of his era, but that untouchable, bulletproof cultural status he held for a decade is gone. Viewed through that lens, the triple album drop functions as a highly calculated distraction technique. By flooding the market with 43 tracks, he dictated the terms of the conversation. The public focus shifted away from recent defeats and zeroed in entirely on his record-breaking data. It is a flawless commercial bounce back, sitting right alongside a permanent cultural stalemate. Instead of winning back the throne, he bought up all the real estate around it so no one else could sit down. And it leaves us wondering, if you need 43 songs to prove you still wear the crown, do you really have it at all?